Hello guys, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Who's joining us today? Hello. Yay! One person is on. 2, 4. Hello Ngozi, how are you? Thank you for joining. You're the first one today. Julie, how are you, Julie? Rochelle White, how are you? New Zealand, how is New Zealand? Yay, Eric, how are you? Good evening. Julie, hello, Lady V. Yes, how are you, Julie? How are you doing? How's your day? How is work today? Anne Marie, good evening. Amachi, good evening. Queen Anastasia, how are you? Good. Oriyami, good evening. Good evening. Oh, Adeola, good evening. Shegun Fatima, good evening. Hello, everyone. How was your day? I hope your day was good. And thank you for joining us today, this evening. Can you start sharing as you're coming in, please? The quicker, the better, so that more people can join us. Hello, Nikki. How are you? Daniel, how are you doing? J. King Solomon, how are you? Ireti, good evening. How are you? Mufelola, good evening, everybody. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Pastor Nikki, good evening. Thank you for joining. Israel, good evening. Julie, again, doing well, Lady V. Thank you. On my way home. Oh, Julie, you've worked hard. You're on your way home. At least you can listen to us and relax. Ola Martin, good evening. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am so grateful for being able to do this with you today and in the last few weeks. So thank you so much. I love this evening sessions that we've been having with Dr. Sunday. This asking questions. You know, it's like my favorite sessions where we ask questions and, you know, get wisdom and understanding. So I am grateful. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Oyewole, good evening. On your word, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Dee, how are you? Good evening. Pastor Obi, good evening. Anastasia again. Rumi, okay, this is for your Rumi, all right. Okay, thank you guys. Please keep sharing. I can see some of your comments, which is good, better than yesterday. So I hope everything will work well today. Good evening, Dee, again. Elizabeth Ali, good evening. Chandu, good evening. How are you? I'm okay, Chandu. I hope you're okay too. Deborah Cole, good evening, ma. How are you? I hope you're all okay. Right, guys, we're going to get started. So let's continue. Chidinma, how are you? Chidinma, yes. Eric again. Thank you, Eric, for sharing. Eric has just shared. Can you all share, please? Can everyone else share, please? Please, pretty please. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oyewa, good evening. So, happy birthday to the Uncommon Leader Band model. I think this is a role model. Yes, sir. Happy birthday to you. Chinwei. Hello, Chinwei. Chandu, good evening. Kate, good evening. Okay. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it here. We enjoy doing this. I hope you're enjoying it and also you're gaining the wisdom, the knowledge from these sessions. So we're going to get started now. A continuation from yesterday evening. So I hope you enjoyed yesterday. Have you got any comments, any thoughts from last night? Okay. All right, let me remind you of what we discussed yesterday. Yes, Dr. Sunday, as you know, has already corrected me. Sometimes I think I enjoy these corrections. I don't know. I think I enjoy them, but I'm learning, so I don't mind, okay? So he said, well, I should have used mine, that I should remind you of yesterday. So yesterday's session, we had the conversation. The question was about Dr. Sunday getting to his golden jubilee. How does he feel about it? What was he looking forward to about getting older and being 50? And the answer he gave me some weeks ago, which is the same answer that I shared with you yesterday, was that he was looking forward to gray hair and going to heaven. And we had a very long conversation about the gray hair. It was an amazing session, and I learned so much, even about myself, my physical health, my mental health, my spiritual health, relationship with God, and what that means, listening to God, understanding how God sends messages. He gave his own thoughts, his own beliefs, or his own ideology on the issue. And I think it's really helped me because I've had a lot of challenges in that area, but I didn't even realize until we had that conversation yesterday. So I hope you guys also enjoyed it and you learned from it. So it was about gray. It was about what he was looking forward to about getting older and being 50. So first thing is looking forward to going to heaven, hooray! And then the second thing is the gray hair. You know, so if you haven't seen that video, you don't understand what I've just said, please watch yesterday's video. You know, it's the same title. Number 3 is was day 3 yesterday, and we had the dates as well. So you can see that on YouTube, or it would be on this Facebook Facebook page. So check it out, please. You will really, really be blessed by it. So today we're going to continue yesterday's conversation, or a new day's conversation. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. Thank you very much. Stella, good evening. MJ, good evening. Let me just say good evening to a few more people. Only 25 people have shared. That's less than half of the people already watching. So can we all share, please? Pretty please. Anastasia. Yes. Can you please share to all? So share publicly, and if you can also share individually, share to your friends, because then you would invite that particular person that you share with. But most importantly, share publicly, please. Okay. Fritz Brown, hello. Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. So today, we have a few questions, but let's just, let me just turn the camera to Dr. Sunday first so you can see his face. That's not just my pretty face here. You can see his face as well. So, oh, there. Camera action. Go. There we are, sir. Hello.
So I hope you have a satisfactory quality today.
Yes, I'm happy with the quality. Much better.
All right.
It's time to you, sir.
Oh, I thought you just wanted to show them that I'm here.
No, say hello as well.
Oh, I should just say hello, or you want me to?
I think
Yeah.
I wanted to show them that you're here. That it's not just me.
All right.
Well, you can also say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, God. Did you see what Dr. Sunday is doing there? Right. He's paying full attention. He's here and now. He's not just even looking at me. He's just also listening so much. I said, I just want to turn the camera. He wasn't willing to talk. He was just going to follow what I said. Oh, my God. That kind of put me to shame because I do everything in my head, not what is happening. Okay. Right. So today we have a few questions. But I know that you answer questions in such detail that I'm thinking, how am I going to deal with this number of questions that is in front of me? And there are questions as well previously from day 2 that somebody asked and wants answer to. And also the continuation of yesterday's topic. So I haven't decided yet how I'm going to go with this. I really do want to answer, I would really want to put forward a question from 2 days ago so that this person can be satisfied.
The person is not even there.
We don't know.
So why should you be controlled by, whatever happens to listen? Just have it there. Be led by the Spirit, not by your mind.
Okay.
Don't just be feeling obligated that you have to do this, you have to do this. You can never work with God as long as you are controlled by outside forces. You should let your intuition, as a woman, you should be familiar with intuition. Let your spirit lead you. Let the Spirit of God lead you. So enter into the moment and figure out what God wants right now, what the Holy Spirit wants right now. Not God. If you just would say God, then you think you have to pray or you have to spiritualize it. Don't spiritualize it. Holy Spirit is in you. God is in you right now. Just sense Him. Sense your feelings. Sense your mood. Sense, the freedom. Where is the freedom now? Because where the Spirit of God is, there is where the freedom is there. So where is freedom? Where do you feel like flying? What area is it? What aspect? I feel like doing this, where I feel like doing this. Well, where am I more comfortable with? Where am I feeling like flying? Like you have freedom, more freedom to do this. Yeah. So I am feeling freedom right now, that we should just continue the conversation we started yesterday. We don't know when we will get to these things here. It might be the 10th day, it might be the 15th day, it might be the 8th day, it might be the 5th day. We don't know. But let's just flow. That's what's called flowing. Flow with the move of God. Holy Spirit is moving, then you flow with it. But if you are, being controlled in your mind that I have to do this, I have to do this, then, Holy Spirit is out of the picture. It's just you, your mind. And then when you break the move of the Spirit that way, then everybody, people just know that you are doing something, but nobody really gets blessed from it as much as they could be. So even as the lists are there, it doesn't mean that you have to read them in their order. It's better to read them in the, as the Spirit is flowing, in the order of flow of the Spirit of God, and, get the ones that will really fall in line with what we're talking about now, which is closer to, that will not take us to another area or something like that. Just flow. That's the bottom line, just flow.
This is really interesting and probably difficult for me to just flow, because I usually think, I'm going to look in the camera, that the people, they're usually pastors and people that are spiritual, that hear from God. I know there's this woman intuition, but I like to be logical. I don't want to work on emotion. I mix up the meaning of emotions and intuition. And clearly I'm learning now that they're both different, being emotional or being intuitive. So I have to kind of flow. Guys, give me a minute. Let me let the Holy Spirit come in, because, I need that serenity. So Holy Spirit to come in and tell me what to do. It's a bit funny to me, but yeah.
Just feel yourself.
Okay.
Feel your heart.
Okay, let me feel my heart. Okay, let me feel my heart.
I already told you. I already solved the problem for you. I already solved the reading for you. I already told you what I'm feeling we should do. Just continue conversation. You don't need to look for anything again. Holy Spirit is already here.
Okay. Look for him. Okay. All right. Actually, I'm in agreement with that as well. I can see you guys laughing at me. All right. The Holy Spirit. Right. Yes, we're going to continue. Do you hear what you're laughing? So we're going to continue as the Spirit is leading, which is that of yesterday's question. So yesterday's question, somebody asked if other terminal diseases.
No, I'm talking of, we should continue yesterday's conversation.
Yes.
But not question. The conversation that you started, that we have not continued it because we have not finished it. Because yesterday we spoke about, you asked me the question, why? Okay, you come again, just continue the conversation.
Okay, all right then. All right. D, stop it. I can see what you're doing. You're writing. Holy Spirit, come into my heart. This is D saying. Okay, right. Yesterday's conversation, which was the question about DSA, looking forward. What was he looking forward to most about aging, or not aging, about being 50? So not actually physically aging, but 50 and getting older. And he said that he was looking forward to a gray hair, and it was, yes, and death. Death was a big deal for me. Gray hair, I just kind of dismissed it initially. But death was like, whoa. So I was really shocked. Oh, I'm back. I lost it. It's back, sir.
Yeah, but that one is emotional. It's not intuition for sure. Because
It's definitely not intuition. Yes.
yeah,
Sorry, guys. So the first thing he was looking forward to is death, and the second thing was gray hair. So I was shocked by those answers, and he shared it again yesterday and the reasons why. So right now,
yesterday I only shared on the gray part.
yes,
I didn't expatiate on the death part.
yes,
But the gray part, I think we did a thorough work with that. But if there will be questions we'll answer, but I think I need to, give your answer, a total answer to your question, which is, why am I, what is it that is most memorable to me about 50 years? And I said death and gray hair. But the death is the most important thing, and gray hair is just something that I know that I could use. I could use gray hair to my benefit. I could use gray hair, and I wanted to not just have gray hair like normal people, but I want to, when I begin to have gray hair, I want to actually be able to release and develop a beard, and for that beard to be gray as well. So if I have gray hair, which is in my head, and I develop a beard, I'm going to have gray beard. And for me, having gray beard, serves me well, because I've explained yesterday that to me that's an alarm system, an automated alarm system that is built into our system and into our lives. So I wanted to maximize that alarm system, so that when I have the beard, each time I wake up in the morning, I want to shave or need to just wash my face, the beard is very conspicuous.
Conspicuous. Ah, here we go
Conspicuous,
again.
yes.
Conspicuous.
It's very conspicuous, and then it's undeniable. It's something that I can easily see, and it brings urgency. It will bring urgency to my life. I need the urgency. So, because the purpose of gray hair, as far as I'm concerned, is to create urgency. Another purpose of gray hair, as far as I'm concerned, is to create alertness. So I don't want to go sleeping when I'm 50, and I don't, or 70, or 80, or 60, or whatever. I don't want to go sleepy. I want the gray hair to be playing its role. I want the gray hair to keep me awake. I want the gray hair to keep me alert. I want the gray hair to keep me agile, and to keep me in a state of urgency. Urgent in dealing, in fulfilling my mandate on the earth. Urgent about running my race, and urgent about accomplishing as much as I could on any single day. So that's why, for me, my desire for gray hair has a purpose. So there is a purpose in me wanting to be 50, but because I had thought when I become 50, I would automatically have gray hair, and then I was having planned for the beard. But one thing, what gray hair is going to do for me, it's not just that it's bringing urgency and alertness, but that it's also it's not just going to help me to fulfill my mission and my calling on the earth, but that it's going to, even more importantly, help me to it's going to more importantly help me keep on reminding me every day. So about every decision, every life, every second of my life, I could be thinking of heaven, because I know that the greatest missions and purposes of gray hair is to remind us of eternity, that we are moving closer home. So and then that means to keep yourself in order, to keep yourself right before God, to walk, circumspect of God. I mean, awareness of God, circumspect in the sense that you are living right. So gray hair will play that role as well, to be ready every minute to go to heaven. Because when you have gray hair, it's one of the reminder for you to get ready for heaven. And so there are benefits everywhere of gray hair. Those people who cover their gray hair, congratulations for them. But I have an understanding about gray hair. That's why I don't intend to cover it when I have it.
Interesting. But as you're saying that, when you started with the way you want this gray hair to look and the way the beard and the hair, are you trying to make a fashion statement as well? Because you could just have that gray hair, but you said you want this beard. Are you going to kind of like line it up and have do you have an image that you want to have?
Yes, but I don't have the picture now. So I have the picture, but I don't want to have the long beard there. I just want to have around my, what do they call it?
Goatee.
Yeah, just around the, mustache and around the beard here. Okay. Around the chin, just here, like this. And yeah, or just here, be gray. And but it's going to be nice because I'm going to make sure that it's well groomed, just like you have to groom your hair as well, not just leave it to grow shantly by itself. So it has to be groomed.
Okay, this is also a fashion statement, like the colorful outfit. I think Pastor is trying to stand out here. Dr. Sunday is trying to stand out here with his gray hair.
No, that's not the intention.
Well,
It has to be kept.
Okay.
But the main thing that I'm excited about 50 years is all about heaven. I'm excited about getting to be 50 because it's reminding me that I'm getting closer home. And but I want to be ready to die. And for me to be ready to die is to do maximum and bring maximum impact to the world and bring maximum change to my generation and be able to leave maximum legacy. Because I'm planning to live at least 300 years after I'm done, after I'm dead, I'm planning for 300 years to come, maybe 500 years, maybe forever, until Jesus comes. So, but I have to put a system in place. So I want to put a structure in place that will last for another 300 to 500 years after I'm dead, so that I will keep on ministering almost as if I'm alive when I'm dead. So that's one of my big mission. So when I'm 50, I know that I have less time left. I have less time left, and I have to, be more meticulous in my preparation and in my planning. And I have to, be more. I have to develop better foresight to see exactly what I want in the next 300 years or 500 years if Jesus tarries. So I have to look into the future and see that, and which means I have to look into the spirit and download the next 500 years and put structures that will service it for those number of years. So for me, 50 years means a lot because it's a whole lot of planning and strategic thinking and wisdom that needs to be released and structure that needs to be put in place and system that needs to be built. Yeah, a whole lot of things. I'm not even talking about what I'm going to do in Nigeria. Those are things I'm doing right now in the next 10, 20 years. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about putting structures in place for the next 300 years.
Talking about this structure in the past, and you mentioned 300 years. Now you're extending it to 500. But, can you expand on how you sit down and think ahead to 300, 500 years? What process? Because, for me, if you're telling us that you're putting a process in place, is it a process that other people to execute, or the processes that people don't need to execute, or, maybe your books are one of the processes? First thing is, how do you sit to think ahead 300 to 500 years?
I don't think to think. I don't think I am working towards it. The best way to get what to do, to have an idea of what to do, or to plan for the next 300 to 500 years, the best way to do that is by keep on developing yourself. And developing yourself not in terms of the past, developing yourself not in terms of the present, but keep on developing yourself in terms of futuristic development. So that's the kind of development that you do, that I do, and futuristic development and developing of my spirit man and developing my foresight and my erudition is what is giving me the pictures of what to expect in the future. So right now, for you to know what is, for you to really understand Pastor Sunday, my work ethic and my lifestyle, you must know that what I'm doing right now, everything I'm doing every day, to you, I'm just doing something regular. But right now, what I'm doing today is actually not for today. I'm working today already for the next 300 years. For example, why should I put myself in a prison box of my house and I'm sitting down every day working 12 to 18 hours a day, writing books, doing videos like this? These are part of the things. I'm intentionally programming my thoughts, my life, and my concepts, recording them for as many generations as we live on earth, either in books or in electronic things like this. And there are so many other things that I'm doing that will be structured. Then there will be structure around, that will be built to actually sustain them and make them working for those number of years to come. And then many other things that I'm doing.
Okay. So people are saying that your voice is low, and I've increased it on here.
Is it at maximum?
Yes, it's at maximum here. Mine is fine, so
I cannot speak louder these days because of I'm doing this 2 times a day, and
because of old age.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm old, so I don't have strength.
I think they can still hear you. It's just not low. It's just not loud enough. Okay. All right, guys. Let me read a bit of your comment. If you regarding this topic, please, maybe you can put a comment in the comment box and I'll be able to read. Somebody is saying that, actually it's Adeola, this is said, "Sir, I'm thinking for people like you who are, for people who are in tune with the times and seasons of life, they would not necessarily need the alarm system, i.e. gray, as a reminder anyway, because you are, yeah."
Yes, that could be true. Yeah.
You're already alert.
Yeah, but there are not too many people like that. But you were saying something else before. You wanted to read the
Yes, I want to read the comment. Chinwe is saying, Mayo lie, which old age? Chinwe, you heard that. Hi, innocent. So, you know what, Diola, the comment Diola made just now, it means that you're not going to get your gray hair, so you're not getting your wish, because you're so in tuned.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because I'm already in tune, so and I'm working on it better and better every day.
Okay. Somebody is scared here. He said, Pastor, you aren't going anywhere yet. The work just started. That's how I was feeling when I first heard it, but I know it's not dying. How do you want to keep up the system, sir, for 300 years? Is it through books? I think you've just answered that question. Oluwakwelumi. Pastor's just answered. Laddie said, word of encouragement, Pastor. I think this is the word of encouragement. The man with a vision on a mission. That's from Chinwe. Good evening, DSA. Please, Pastor, don't be ready to die. I think people are worried. This person says, please pray for me. I had made a very hard decision today and submitted my resignation to a job I love very much. Okay. Good evening, DS. I think he's yeah, I said he resigned from a job he loves very much. I think the resignation. I made a very resignation, yes, resigned. from a job he loved very much. That's from Evan. Yeah, my phone was acting up earlier. Urgent about, yeah. Ezinwe said, urgent about accomplishing greatness. Yeah. Okay, I think so we can continue.
Okay, so now the important thing that I'm thinking at 50 is about heaven. It's about dying. I love to die. I love to think about death. Because that helps my preparation. Because that has to hasten my cause. I'm going to write a book, How to Die Successfully. And I'm going to do a series on that, How to Die Successfully. And I think I'm going to also, I think it's going to be called something like that, How to Die Successfully, Learning to Die Successfully. Because a lot of people are so caught up with life that they don't even think that they're going to die. Whereas death is the inevitability, that is the certainty, that is for everybody, for sure. So the fact that people are so gullible and are so shallow-minded that they don't think of death is the most silly thing anybody could ever imagine. There is nothing you should be thinking of more than death. Death should be your first thought every day you wake up and your last thought when you go to bed. There should not be nothing that should occupy your mind and your thought more than the thought of death. Because that's the best way for you to be ready.
I need a moment here. Oh, guys, I just want to scream. Yes, I really want to scream. I love to die. I can't wait to die. Can you hear that? What is that all about? Oh, I need a moment. Who loves to die? Die, gone, goodbye. You know, not until I came to this house, right? I used to have a very negative connotation with death. With him, I still have it because I was so upset just now as he was saying, I love to die. Gosh, is it just me or is there anyone else out there? Who says I love to die? Die, death, goodbye, gone. I'm upset. I'm upset, sir. You're upsetting me and I'm not happy about that.
Well, let me just tell you before you continue. I would like to tell you what was upsetting me too. A few minutes ago, you were reading some comments of people saying, Pastor, you will not die, or you shouldn't die, or you are not ready, it's not time, or you understand. You know, that was, I was just keeping quiet, but because everybody is talking from their point of understanding, from what they know. But they were upsetting me big time by saying that. And now I'm upsetting you. So it's 50-50.
No.
Because I was getting, pissed off by people saying, oh, you will not die, oh, don't die. That's my biggest dream. And then you are saying I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't have it. That's my aspiration. And I, personally, I'm thinking that anybody who doesn't think like this, I don't know what they think about. I don't know. I think they have not even understood anything about life. I think every sane person is supposed to be thinking about death.
I'm still upset. I'm still upset. Even after that, I'm still upset. And I don't think about death. So that's out of the question. If I do, I don't want to die. I don't. And it's really, it's not 50-50. I'm more upset. You want to die, and more people don't want you to die. And I don't want you to die. So it's not 50-50 at all.
Either you want me to die or you don't. Either you want me to die or you don't want me to die. I will die and you will die too. What I'm saying is that I don't say I'm going to die now or I want to die now. I'm going to die at my time. Everybody has their time. Well, the only difference between me and you is that I that want to die, I know when I'm going to die. I know how many years I'm going to live. I know how many years are left. I know what age I'm going to leave the earth. But you don't know your own because you don't want to think about it. But because I want to think about it, I discuss it with my father. And my father reveals to me his heart. And he reveals to me what I need to do. So I can talk about death freely. I'm not afraid of death. Is my love. But I know what death means to me. To me, death means relief. Relief from the flesh, first of all. Relief from my body. Relief, but continuation of my life. There is no death to a Christian. Even to unbelievers, there is no death. Nobody ever died in the times of the way you are looking at it that will disappear. Nobody disappears. It's just like saying you are in a life as bus stops, but it doesn't have end. It's eternal. It's just like say, have you ever taken a ride in a train on a train, like London in England? You have a lot of trains. Okay, when you are board a train, the train could stop in bus stops, and when you are traveling, while you are sitting inside the train, it's moving, and you are leaving cities, villages, cities, and people on the board. You are leaving them behind, right? But when you are leaving them behind, you are forgetting the things you are leaving behind. That is how life is. Life is like that train. The concept of life, train, comes out of the concept of life. So, you boarded from where you were born. You enter into it, but you don't see all the things around. You only see the things that are right now happening where your eyes are. But that train keeps on going even after you have come out of the train. So the fact that you are, what is the similarity with death and with life? When you are in the train, it's moving. You are passing by, that's like your life. You are passing by past events, past places, past memories. And that memory is remaining. But you are not seeing what is ahead of you. Yeah, that's like the train. But you know your life is moving, and just like the train is moving, you don't see something what is ahead of you. But you see, the train is still having a long distance to go ahead of you. So, but it goes continuously like that, every day, every hour, everywhere. Now, that's how life is. There is no end. Even though you are only seeing where you are driving or where you are riding right particular now, you are not seeing the past that has passed. You think it has passed because, in the train, you think you have passed it and it has gone. Because you left that town, you left that city, you left that village. But really, they remain. The only thing that is moving is the train. But those places remain there. The same thing with life. When your life finishes, the train continues. I mean, your body is what drops out. Your flesh is what drops out. But your life continues. Your journey continues even in eternity. So nobody dies in eternity. But the only problem with us is that we don't see what is ahead. But just like the train keeps on moving, but you don't see the future of it, that's how it is. You keep on moving as well. You keep on, your life keeps on, even after the bus stop where you come out. But the train, your life is like that train. So you have the past and you have the future. But it never ends. So our life, death, is just like you change your body. You get a better body that doesn't die. So for me, death means freedom from the perishable body. I have a How to Overcome the Fear of Death, a book that will come out on my anniversary. How to Overcome the Fear of Death. So it's one of the books that I've written about this. So it's just you. How do I say? You're just changing your body that is meant for the earth. This body is meant for the earth. You are going to get another body that is not going to have ability to be sick, that's not going to have ability to be in pain or to be tired or to be resisted by physical things. It's not going to be limited. You are going to have another body that is going to be superior. So that is what I look forward to. It's a superior life. It's a higher quality of life. And you keep on living. When somebody dies in the mortuary or clinical death, they come out, their spirit comes out, And they always tell the story that they see their body down there, but they see that I'm still here. I'm the one. But they don't even, they see how ugly the body looks. Like it looks so inferior and ugly. But they say, I am the same person, but I'm here now. Why is it lying there? But I'm here. What is lying there? So it's like a cloth you've just dropped. It's like a costume, a suit that you just remove from you. But you yourself, you are not the body. But when we are talking, you are talking about death, and the reason why you are afraid of death is because you are looking at that body, at the death of your body, as the death of your life. But you are not the body. You remain the same what that we see now. If we die now, I and you die now, we will wake up, we will be standing beside each other and be still talking as we are talking right now. The same body will look like this, but it will not be physical. It will not be limited by trees, by wall, by anything. But it's the same body, but the real Mayowa, without all your pimples and without your cosmetics.
I don't have pimples, by the way.
Yeah, you don't have, but I'm saying that's what people worry about. Not necessarily you.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that without your deficiencies or concerns that you might be worried about. So I just use pimples as a small one. Without gray hair, or without small leg, or big head, or whatever people worry about, or short, or long, or whatever people call.
Without imperfection.
Imperfections, without any imperfection. So is it not a dream to have that kind of body, to get there? Even if you are a non-believer, you still live eternally, you still not die. Because you are only getting rid of the perishable body, which is only meant for the earth, and getting the eternal body that doesn't perish and it doesn't end. But if you are a non-believer, you don't love Jesus and you don't love God, you don't know God, then your body will still not die, but it will go to eternal hell fire. It will go to hell, eternal hell fire, and that place is what is real death. But you don't cease to exist. You still alive in hell too. So that is the real. But you still don't die. So what you thinking about death as if everything ends? No, here is when everything begins. It's like it's like you enter into that train. But before you enter the train was coming. Your life was coming before you came to the reality of this particular earth. So the 70-something years you have here is very small. You had lived before now. You had lived in God before now in eternity. And the fact that you are only having small time here for like 100 years or so is nothing. Your life continues. And then you are going to have the capacity to live a life that will make the earth to look like you just went to some toilet or something. That's I'm not even talking about the reward that for me, I'm looking forward to seeing Jesus and I'm to embracing him. And I want to look forward, I want to see him and tell him, Father, I want to tell him all my weaknesses. And he knew them. I want to share the joke with him. I want to hear about his opinion. I want to let him see that and tell him that I tried. And I know that he knows that I tried. And I know that he's going to come to hug me. I want him to come and meet me personally. I think he's coming to meet me personally. I'm working towards that. I think by the time I die, he's coming. Jesus is going to come to the gate to meet me. The angels are going to hand me over to him. And it's going to be a fun time. Because I know he's full of fun and life as well, just like me. And I'm going to tell him, and I'm sure he's going to joke with me and say that, wow, you had a roller coaster life. You were doing everything everywhere. You had all kind of mess, all kind of attempts, all kind of mistakes, all kind of failures, all kind of victories, triumphs. You did everything. You tasted everything. You gave it your all. Come and give me a hug. I am waiting for that hug because I'm going to have it all. I'm waiting for that hug, and I'm going to tell him how I overcame. And we are going to share stories. I'm going to tell him what was he thinking about that time. What was he thinking about? I'm looking forward to that meeting. I love him so much. He's my life. He's the reason why I'm doing all this. And I want to hug him. I just want to that's why I'm hugging people today. I'm hugging people today for people to feel God's love and God's embrace. I'm not so that when I get over there, I can deserve his own hug as well. And he will know that I've given, so the world is hug and his love, and his touch of love. And now I'm coming I'm coming home to get my own. So what could be better than death? Beautiful stuff. I'm not even talking about meeting the God the Father yet. I'm not even talking about walking the streets of gold yet. I'm not even talking about, all kind of concerns that you will not be concerned about over there. You are not going to be limited. Can you imagine in heaven? If I want to go to America right now, you only need to think about it. As I think about it, I'm there right there. Why should you be afraid of that? Why should you hate that? I'm going to be in America. I will just need to think about it. I will be there. I want to go to Africa. And I don't need to go into any plane and be waiting in the airport and even buy your own plane. It's rubbish. I can just think about it. I'm in Nigeria and anywhere else. You don't even need to eat to put something in your mouth. You could put in your mouth if you want, but once you think of anything, the thing comes to your mouth. Anything you think you are enjoying here on earth is like a bad copy of what is coming in heaven. Like, let's say you like apple here on earth. Apple is a bad copy of the real apple. Because apple here still have some sourness and things like that, and some misfeeling, but not over there. The best ice cream you could think about, the best food, African food or Japanese food or anything that you could imagine, it is just a bad copy of what everything is perfect. Every taste is perfect. When we look at, we are rejoicing here in the world about plasma TV, colored TV, but these are imperfect colors. In fact, some of the colors that have been invented, now there are over 2,000 colors. I don't know, is it 70,000 colors? There are so many thousands of colors right there. Can you imagine them in Africa, in America, at home, in heaven? These are millions of colors that we have never seen before, and all of them are perfect. Some people like the way I dress. They say, "Oh, you are colorful." Those things are not. If you like those colors I'm wearing, what would be obtainable in heaven? Every tree, every flower changes color to 1,000 ones as you want. Every one of them speaks. When we look at trees, they are supposed to be speaking, but the sin of the world and the limitedness of the earth and material things, they limit them from talking. Now, when you get to heaven, you could hold the conversation with trees, with grass. The sherry that you are eating, you could converse with it. You could hear their singing. You could, everything is alive there. Animals are alive. You don't need to go to the restroom when you eat. You don't need to be tempted and see a female gender or male gender. You don't even have a need for a man. You are so totally fulfilled and satisfied. Or for a woman. You want to talk about, don't let me begin to talk about heaven. Because I begin to talk about heaven like this, you all want to rush there next day. I have a book. By the time you finish reading my book, this book that is coming out, How to Overcome the Fear of Death, you will fall in love with heaven like me. And then you will begin to see how foolish it was for you to have said you are afraid of death. It's the greatest thing that could happen to you. Wow.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You hit the home run.
What can I say about that? Wow. I'm just thinking, maybe I wasn't thinking before. I don't know where I got that idea. Where did I buy that idea that heaven was bad? I don't know. Yes, I hear lots of things where people say, we all want to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. And, everything you said about heaven, I had no idea, number one. And number two, I never thought of heaven at all in such a way that I even have any inclination to want to go or die. That death would be something that I should look forward to. Wow. But something in me, sir. Like with everybody, you talk about, our body and everything would be better, all our imperfections gone. But what about our friends and family, all the people that we love here? How do we, I worry about leaving the people that I love here. How does love feel? Like, how would you feel in heaven? You're going to leave everyone that you know here behind for the period that you're dead, because you're not dying at the same time. So what about that?
You are so selfish.
I am.
And that's your selfishness that is confusing your head.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's listen to this.
Because you think you love anybody here? You don't love anybody.
Well, I'm going to miss them. I love what time
You
I
love
spend
yourself.
with them.
You love yourself. You don't love anybody. By the time you love somebody for real, then you will have loved God for real.
Wow.
And if you love God for real, you want to be with Him above. Wow. But the difference is get to heaven, you don't need to struggle to love anybody. Right now, you are struggling to love even those people you say you love. Challenges with those people, even the ones
I love them sometimes. Sometimes I don't really love them.
and you are talking of love.
Yeah, well.
But when you get, heaven is a place where the air you breathe, just like you breathe oxygen here. The oxygen you breathe there, at each inhale you breathe in, you feel love. The purest of love. The highest type of love that we could feel is the love people feel for husband and wife, children and parents and things like that. But those are nothing. So all those feelings of love, okay, you find all kind of description of love. Love for job, love for worker, love for husband, love for sex, love for anything you love, for dressing, for anything you love. All those things are just segment, little. They are like, what do you call it? Sprinkle of snow. What do you call it? Tinkle of snow. What do you call it? Wickle of snow. Snow pink. What do you call it? One flake. It's like flake of snow. Flake of snow is nothing. It's not even tangible. So all our love is like a flake of snow. But over there, love will be tangible, like this house. So compare a flake of snow to a whole house that is there all the time. So what we have is just a foretaste. It's just to have an idea and just taste something little. So all those, we are feeling them, for example, different things, that love could be this kind of love. We don't even understand what love is anymore. We are confused. But over there, even the very air you breathe will be, it will be filling your cell. Every cell of your body will be feeling loved. It will be as if it's being fed. Your cell will be fed. You will feel love on the level of cell. And you know how many cells you have? You have millions of cells. You'll be feeling love million times over every second and every minute. This is just coming from the atmosphere. This is not even touching God yet, or touching Jesus yet. So when you talk about love, you will have overwhelming love so much. You yourself will be an epitome of love. The love you will have will, you will be so much, you will be condensed in love. You will be in love so much that you will not even remember what is the feeling of regret. You say you will meet somebody in heaven? You kidding me? You are talking of hell, not heaven. It is on earth here, and in hell you meet people, not in heaven. In heaven you don't even see, there is no feeling like that. There is no description for missing something. Okay? You don't miss anything in heaven. That is why it is heaven. It is bliss. When you talk about blissful, being something, a bliss, that is, we don't miss anything. It is total fulfillment and total satisfaction. The fact that you have people you love is a little compensation. But over there, what you really love, and the thing you should even be loving here on earth, that will give you greater satisfaction than people, is Him. When you truly love Him here on earth, totally, you will know that you are not supposed to be feeding off people's love, because that is paratizing. This is a parasite. Parasitism. You are parasitizing other people's love and other people's care. You are actually exploiting them. So that's why you are feeling you are going to meet somebody, because you are taking from them. But when you are, totally connected to God, and you're totally in love with God, and it's your love, that love is flowing from you. Like me, I don't need you to be happy. I don't need anybody to be happy. I need Him to be happy. But you need me to be happy, because I'm so much full of Him. I am in Him all the time. I am oozing out. I'm, using out so much love and so much life that I'm getting from Him. That's why everybody wants to be around me, because I'm not depending on man to get that love from. I'm depending on Him to get it from Him directly.
Don't cry for me when I die. Guys, don't cry for me, seriously, I'm wondering now, why do people even cry? Because we don't have the right understanding of death. So, Mom, let me tell you, when you die, I won't be crying right now. Right, so you said a lot, and even though I'm laughing, there's so much going on in my head, and I have so much questions.
And you say you wanted to go to some ready-made questions that
Yes.
would have knocked out all these things.
Yes,
you
yes.
would have been having this experience.
No.
If you had just followed the flesh.
Serenity. Yes. I have a lot of questions about this death. And so I don't know where to start. But with regards to death again, if someone, I just want to touch on committing suicide, because you said heaven is so good and everything is so great. Can you just say something about, well, I want an understanding about committing suicide, because the way you're saying it now, I don't think it's a bad idea to check out. But, because, you're going to a better place, like get on board and go to this great place. And I know there's been a lot of, like, Christians or religious people saying, killing yourself is bad. I know part of this heaven idea is why terrorism, especially those suicide bombers, kill themselves and say they'll go ahead and die. But as Christian, what does it say about, dying, committing suicide? Because you're saying you're selling this death so well that, I think maybe on a bad day on earth, the way you're selling it, somebody could want to check out. So just tell me a little bit about committing suicide and dying before die. God died. So don't laugh.
Check out. As if you want to check out of Nigeria.
I'm thinking.
Well, let me tell you about suicide. Suicide, most of the time, not all of them, but most of the time, is actually a demonstration of lack of love and lack of the understanding of love.
Oh.
Because when you commit suicide, it's all about you. Committing suicide is mostly about self-pity and self-preservation again. Even though it's like you are killing yourself, but you're actually trying to preserve yourself. You are trying to save yourself from pain of the earth. You are trying to escape from the troubles of the earth. You are trying to preserve yourself through death. You want to use death for your own purpose. It's about selfishness. And that kind of death, that kind of suicide or death is most likely not going to be condoned by God. But there are some suicide that somebody commits or does uncontrollably. Maybe they're in depression or they are in, mental state of, lunatism or, madness or something they don't, is out of their control of their will and something. Then I think those kind of suicide, they accept, God could accept those kind of people. Why? Because you cannot just put a blanket and say all suicide are bad, and everybody who commits suicide goes to hell, or is not condoned by God. But from my understanding, I think that God is going to look at every individual situation differently, and specifically and individually. And I think that is how it's going to be. So we cannot just put a blanket decision, say all suicide are bad. But we shouldn't look for suicide, because when we do that, then we are walking in the flesh. And when we walk in the flesh, we violate the laws of the spirit, and we sin it, basically.
Thank you. I'm getting some people, they've had enough of this death talk. I think they're still feeling like death is negative. I'm actually enjoying it, guys. Enjoying the knowledge I'm getting about death. All my life I've been having a negative comments, yes. So let's look at some of your comments regarding this topic. Somebody asked a good question. Please, DSA, can we recognize anybody in heaven? Can we recognize people? Yes. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, of course. That's what it's all about. You will not just recognize people that you know here, because your mind here is limited. You will recognize people that you never met here, but you will recognize them. For example, you will recognize your grandfather that you never knew, but you will recognize them. You will recognize people that have influenced you, that you never even knew they influenced you. Like, for example, maybe as you are sitting here now, you are listening to me, somebody who actually played a role in you coming here. Maybe there are some people here that prayed for you, or that recommended you. You didn't even know them. You didn't even know about them. Or there is somebody here that is serving you, or that created the condition for me to even be able to speak to you. You will recognize them and their role in your life, in their life. So you will have so much love and so much fun, almost with everybody, because you are going to be interconnected with everyone.
Wow. Comments. Somebody, I think this is your quote. I only need God. I don't depend on man. I depend on God myself. I love my time with him, and I spend a lot of time with him. That's Emma. They're saying that. No pain, no sorrow, no cry, no sickness in heaven. We need to draw on our love from God and its overflow to others. That's Davida. Heaven. They're telling me to fix the camera. Is it better now?
It's shaking, right?
Yeah.
What you should do is put your hand on your...
Okay. Someone is saying here, oh, I want that. That's love. Perfect understanding of the presence of God. That's Joseph saying that.
Our time is over anyway, so our time is up for today. I have to continue tomorrow. You can't believe it, right?
Yeah, the time goes so fast. Guys, guys, our time is over again. And for those of you that are saying that I'm touching on death, I'm going on about the question on death, it's the Holy Spirit, so don't blame me. Okay? I'm in tune now. Okay? So you can't say I'm just touching on death.
I've been able to finish this question.
Finish the question?
Unless there are more questions that came in yesterday and today, then you could continue from that tomorrow. Yeah. I'm saying from my side, answering your original question.
Yes.
Then we will be able to answer this the other subsequent questions.
So it's been an interesting evening for me again. I have learned so much. I think I've grown like 10 years in this 1 hour in terms of death and, all the issues that Dr. Sanjay just explained. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please continue to share this. And also, please put your comments, your questions below this. We are compiling these questions, and we will answer the question. We have a few days to go. This is only the 4th day We have until the 28th of May.
4 weeks.
Yes, yay. So keep your questions coming. Anything that you're puzzled about, any wives' tale, old tale, all those things that you don't know anything about, please bring the questions on. Let's ask Dr. Sunday. I know it's about his life. I know, I remember, sir. It's really about Dr. Sunday's life and any questions that you have for him. But as you know, he answers questions like 360 degrees. So something will come that would relate to something that you need answers on. So keep the questions coming to him about his life, his experience, his thoughts, his beliefs. So bring it on, you know. So thank you guys. Thank you again. Please share this. It's over for this evening. We're coming back tomorrow. I can't wait till tomorrow already, and I hope you will join us too. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. God bless. Hello.